Hello everybody, welcome to an evening edition of the Morning Metro. A couple of you guys were kind of confused on Twitter, and I'm going to quick explain. We actually have special guest, ShyFox. So,
Yay! Welcome!
So hello ShyFox, welcome to the show. So we had to do an evening edition because this was the only time slot that ShyFox was able to do, so we greatly appreciate her time and everything here, and we hope for a really awesome show. But yeah, I'd like to ask, like, how are you guys? How's your evening going? How's your day? Everything has gone well for you guys?
Today's been going well. Church in the morning, beef in the afternoon, anime for several hours.
Which anime you're watching?
Like a solid Sunday.
Yeah. It's a solid Sunday. Yeah.
What about? Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
I just finished watching My Hero Academia, the second season. And currently I'm attempting to pronounce it.
Anime names are always so hard to pronounce. It's crazy.
Hiru Kara Mao? I give up.
Close enough, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, what about yourself, Fox? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, it's soccer today, and that was good, except not. Rolling your ankle, so much fun.
Oh, ouch. Wow. So,
Ice for 20. Heat for 20. Ice for 20, then heat for 20,
Right.
Alternate.
Rice.
Yeah. I did ice it for a bit, but figure got the compression on for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, we'd like to...
Cool.
So, moving right along, we'd like to actually do a few questions with our host, if that's okay with you, Fox.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself. Like what, just about yourself, how you got started on Twitch, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm a Twitch streamer, and I've streamed for just over a year now. Sort of like having taken it seriously. I kind of did it a little bit off and on just to see what it was like. I set my stream up like 2 years ago in the summer, and I was like, it was something I always wanted to do. And League of Legends was my game at the time, and still kind of is. League of Legends, right? So a lot of League of Legends streamers, actually. So that's kind of where I started out, and I figured, everybody's got to do ranked. That's what people want to see. So I started off by, because it was a small stream, I could keep up with chat and everything, no problems while doing ranked. And as I sort of grew as a streamer and stuff, I realized that the competitive scene is less of what I want, and it's more like just interacting with chat and viewers and playing with them. So I kind of went in that direction and started playing some Overwatch, and now I'm getting back into more of my creative side, so that's probably more dominant now.
Yeah, I've seen you do a lot of drawing streams lately. Which, by the way, your art is spectacular. I love just watching you draw. Your composition on your drawings is always amazing to me, honestly. But
thank you.
So is that what you're mainly doing now? Is just a lot of drawing stuff, or how do you?
I mean, let's put it this way: I'm not amazing at video games. I'm pretty average. And I have fun, and that's good, and that's what a lot of streamers are about. We can't all be
That's
pros.
all that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
But the one thing I have a lot of skill in is my art, and I think a lot of people enjoy it. I can take it to another level and do it to some degree professionally. The Diva project I'm working on is my best.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Best. Yes.
And I don't know, I have ideas about selling art at Comic-Cons and stuff like that. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of figuring out how to do that, and I want to, the one I'm working on, people are asking me, can I have a print of that? So I'm working on, ship it to people. So it's overwhelming now, but it's kind of the direction I want to go. Being an artist in the long run is, a lifelong passion.
Wow, very cool. Very cool. A little bit beside Twitch streaming, what other hobbies or things that you enjoy doing outside of just being on the computer and stuff?
Yeah, good question. I mean, soccer I mentioned. That's
rolling your ankles.
Yes, rolling my ankle at least once a year if I can. Actually, it's been a couple years since I've done it, which is good.
About time.
I mean, I'm 25, so to not have been injured for a few years, you start to get older and these things happen. And anyway, so soccer's always been my sport, my thing, so I try and go up with that. But otherwise, I play the piano, but I've kind of drifted from that. I'm just not as passionate about it as I could be.
Yeah.
But art, obviously, and just living the typical life, family, friends, all that. So
Cool. Very, very cool.
I'm
Awesome.
an introvert, so I don't really go out too much.
Hey,
Yeah.
I stay
Party.
home.
Yeah, welcome to the party. Yeah,
Yep.
I can relate with being an introvert. Like, I don't mind going out and meeting people, but like I like it where it's home and it's quiet and it's in my Zen place, you know.
Exactly.
So
Totally.
yeah. So well, very, very awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and just move right along with the with our articles for today and stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and have Gertron take the first article. And I think you said there would be some kind of soundbite or something like that. I guess.
It would be coming. Okay. So first off, they're talking about how Trump's border wall. I don't know what your thoughts are about Trump. Now, we have our own opinions.
Of course.
I personally like Trump.
Mhm.
Okay.
But if you don't, that's completely fine. We're okay with that. We also know that Trump's been talking about building a border wall that would decrease the amount of illegal immigration, which I have no problem at all with people immigrating over here as long as they do it legally. That's
Right.
it. That's it. As long as they do it legally, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they're actually talking that Trump's border wall could actually be wall-less because, well, I mean, ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody has time to build a wall.
Yeah.
Do you realize how much money is going to go into that?
Yeah.
So they're actually thinking to using more drones and more satellites over that area and live streaming it and real time tracking anything moving in, which that would cost less.
Yeah, but that'd be kind of like I don't know. I would rather have like a human being patrolling a border than like having I don't know, a drone, like, because like, well, first of all, okay, you can't fly drones in bad weather. That'd be
It depends on the drone. I mean, we're not talking about your average drone. I mean, your military
I'm thinking
drones,
like DJI type drone stuff for some reason.
Now they might use regular drones as well, but we're more focused on the military drones that are used for like launching missiles and attacking areas without an actual person there.
Right.
So and then of course satellites at the same time. I mean,
I don't know. Like, I mean, this is kind of like been one of those like up in the air subjects ever since he's got into office. So like, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to feel about this.
welcome to the stream, Shanoa.
Hey,
Yes,
my
welcome.
friend Shanoa. What's up?
Hey, welcome. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, it's not like and hello, Epic Gamer. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Yay!
I don't know how to feel about this. Like, he's been talking about this, and I just don't feel like this is the way to really deal with the whole immigration issue. Honestly, like, there are such a thing as human border patrols. I mean, I know it's a large border, but to me it's another example of like technology putting people out of work is what I feel like.
Well, it's not going to be drones as far as they're just going to fly around on their own.
Yeah.
There's going to be people actually flying them, and at the same time they're still going to have guards patrolling it, but some of these areas are difficult to patrol or put manpower actually there. It's a lot easier to send a drone into that area or fly a satellite over.
What do you think about this, Fox? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so I haven't contributed any thoughts on this yet, and
So go ahead.
I guess various reasons when it comes to the Trump issue. A lot of strong opinions, which is totally fine. Everybody's got one, and I think for me, I'm Canadian, so I've kept up on some of it, but a lot of it I also haven't because I find it almost overwhelming with a lot of mixed messages. Like Trump's getting a lot of hate, dropped in popularity significantly. And media hates him. They hate him. And I mean, Canada hates him, to be honest. He's got a bad reputation here, for the most part. It's like there's so many things to take into consideration. So when we're talking about specific things, it's hard to form opinions. I guess you have to isolate everything else out and say we're talking about this issue.
Right.
Okay, then let's forget about Donald Trump for a moment.
Okay. sure.
And let's just
Talk about a wall.
What's better, a wall or drones and satellites?
Right, and that's technically what it's coming down to, really, what we're talking about. So, in other words, I think I want to ask a question based on that. So the purpose of the wall or the drones is what? Security? Keeping people out from crossing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So then wouldn't it just come down to what's economically efficient?
Yeah. I agree.
In that realm, I could definitely see drones and satellites and maybe increased border patrol. I could definitely see that working as well. And in fact, in the article, they actually talk about how the wall is going to be more of a symbol than anything else. I mean, yes, it'll definitely keep people out, but it's a symbol as well.
And I was going to type this, but I think I'll say it too. I think at the same time, like, I think he does mean well. I think it's just maybe, and here's the thing. Like, a friend of mine, I think, was talking about this. But I think what a lot of it is that, like, he means well. I think he does. I think what hasn't helped is that the media, like, does kind of try to shape people's opinions more for either financial, political, whatever you want to call it, type of gain and stuff. And you know, I mean, he tweets about stuff on Twitter all the time, which, I mean, that's, I mean, he's allowed to, but certain things he, you know, I think he doesn't need to comment on everything all the time. And even later down in our show is going to quote something from Charlie Daniels, actually, an interesting quote he made. But I don't know, like, it's a very strange thing to just say, we're going to build a wall next to, you know, our like either our Canadian friends, which I love you guys in Canada. I have nothing against you. I've got friends in Canada.
I love you, Americans.
You know,
Canada's great.
Yeah, it is.
However,
No, it's
I do have
that
to say
maple syrup is really good.
My favorite song that has Canada in it is the Blame Canada song. I don't blame you guys for anything. It's just a great song.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think it's something he could. I think that there could be better things done with this. That just I don't know. I think it's just weird to me. But you know,
it's been made into a big deal.
Yes, that's
is this really a priority?
Yeah, I mean, to me, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, and you're right. Is it a priority or not? You know,
I've heard way too much about it, and I think we got bigger problems, or just agree. Like better things to be discussing.
I agree. Yeah.
Hey, Chase.
So
hello, Chase.
Yes, hello, Chase. Welcome to the show. So I don't know. Okay, you know, that's interesting. If you guys want to read the article later for yourself, there's the article. And you know what? I forgot to. I need to do this. I need to make show notes for like people to read when it's on this goes on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, for later on. So yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and just move right along the article train because I just don't have anything more to say about this. So this one, and I heard
ongoing issue. We'll leave it at that.
Exactly. Yes. Apparently, Google is going to start helping you blocking online ads next year. And I've actually you know, I've have mixed feelings about ads. And we've talked about this on the Morning Metro a couple times before. But I think, Gertrude, this was actually your notes here. Unless ShyFox, do you want to read one of the notes here, since you're your guest on the show? I haven't pointed you out to do one yet.
Read the notes. That sounds like a lot of pressure.
I mean,
I don't put a lot of notes usually, especially since this one I have a lot to say about ads.
Hey, Swaggy.
Talking of ads.
I mean, you know, I mean, whoever wants to take it is fine. I just, you know, I was just give everybody a turn. Was my thought.
It's up to you, Fox. If you want to take it, ShyFox, go for it.
Well, I did kind of take a peek at. I tried to look at least some of them before we started today. But this one was I read some of it. It sounds like Google is going to have an implemented like ad block system within Google Chrome. Is that right?
Yeah. That's the idea here.
Channel network extended.
Yeah. So basically, I think what the issue was is that now, okay. So on a lot of websites, and I think it's becoming a little less common. A lot of websites had a lot of those intrusive pop-up ads that apparently, some cases don't even let you click out without either like signing up or what.
Yeah.
Especially
very
on
annoying.
mobile, it's very rampant on mobile. So apparently what they wanted to do was start sort of a kind of a regulation of sorts where they deem what they feel is appropriate advertising, side banner ads, bottom banner ads and stuff. And they're going to actually natively have a form of ad blocker built into Chrome that will essentially block some of these ads. Now, the reason why I can see this being like a bit of an issue is, okay, first of all, like, I mean, unfortunately ads do pay for things, and Fox, you would know this, being the fact that like, we're affiliates and we depend on those ads to get bits, which help support us as streamers and such. And I noticed, actually, I read somewhere, and unfortunately I don't have it up in front of me, that Twitch actually changed their ad integration very recently. They're using something called it's like Supersonic or Sonic something or other, or no, it's called ShyFox, I believe. And it's actually a different way for ads to be delivered to a stream that unfortunately affiliates can't make money off of. However, partners, sorry, Edgar trying to message me and I lost track. Partners can, he does that and it throws me off. So basically, it's another way for them to present ads to help support their platform, which makes sense. I understand that, ads do support platforms, but it just, I'm on the internet to almost get away from ads because there's so many. Gertrude, you want to make a point? Go ahead, and Fox, jump in at any time.
So what Google is trying to block isn't all ads. They're trying to block the intrusive ads. That second link I have in there, the betterads.org, if you go ahead and open up that as well, it'll show the type of ads they're actually hoping to block.
They're
not trying to block all ads. They're trying to block the ones that are annoying, like auto-playing video ads with sound. Those are annoying.
Yes.
And large sticky ads, pop-up ads, presidential ads with countdowns. That's what they're trying to block. They're not trying to block all of them. They're trying to say, hey, if you're going to have ads, put them on your website, but just don't have them crazy.
Right.
So they're not going to stop people from making money. They're just going to be like, just present your ads in a nicer manner.
Definitely.
Kind of all in your face.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's what annoys me, is when you get some big pop-up banner in the middle of the screen and you're just like,
it's like, you want $1,000 type of thing,
God.
Yeah, I
hate. Does anybody fall for those anymore?
I have no idea. Or like, you need to download more RAM, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and the other thing too is that actually, somebody was saying to me too that like occasionally ads can actually implant things that can actually potentially infect your computer.
Exactly.
And I believe in the early 2000s that was a very common thing. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that or not, surfing the internet.
I have experienced that, and that's why I have so many ad blockers and script blockers and JavaScript blockers that block all those things, so I never have to see them.
What do you think, Fox? What are your thoughts on this, if you've got any?
Like ads. That is my thought. But I guess not a lot, because I've always had ad block, like on Chrome, and it's done a pretty good job. But then you go onto those certain sites, like whether you're streaming shows or something, those ones are the worst, I find. Those ads that pop up that won't let you close them and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's what Google's going to try and fix.
That's what they're trying to fix.
That would be great, because that stuff's so annoying, and sometimes when you go to close it, it says download this extension to close page. And I'm like, no thanks, I will figure out a different way. Alt tab.
Yeah, right.
Control Alt Delete something.
Yeah, right.
Anything but that.
F4.
Yeah, I'll try that one too next time.
I'm going to take a note to chat here. Shinoa says, I mean, some old people like those kinds, they just watch the ad till it's done. Right.
What do you mean they like them?
Well, I mean, there better be a kappa at the end of that quote, that comment there. But well, the thing is too, to actually point out Shinoa's comment there, is that actually sometimes the ads, after they're done playing and they do a countdown, sometimes they don't go away and they actually will sit there, which can be kind of a bit of an issue. So I mean, it's great that they're willing to fix, make things better, but also I hope that depending on how they change the ad presentation, it doesn't hurt the platform, too much, because ads do help support companies, but just don't be super annoying, Yeah.
So, well, from what I understand, I rarely see ads. I understand that on Twitch, if you don't have an ad blocker already installed, before you can actually watch a stream, you have to watch one of their video ads.
Yes.
That's not what they're trying to block right there. That's not an example of something they're trying to block. They're trying to block the things that are just downright annoying.
Yeah.
The ones that are more like unfair. I think.
Yeah. Like
maybe that's a good way to
how do I get rid of this ad?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
because I have ad block on my computer, but my phone remains ad blockless. So when I use Twitch on my phone, I have to watch these ads.
my gosh, yes.
But I figured out a way around it, at least. I think, what was it that I do? I think you actually click the ad, then click back right away, and then it goes live.
Huh, interesting.
I've tried that. I'm always trying to get around these things.
Yeah.
And that seems to work. And then you didn't actually open it because it didn't load yet. And I think because it satisfies the site saying, oh, they opened the ad, goal achieved.
Right.
Or something.
Achievement get.
And then it's like, now you can watch the stream. So if I just click it and go back out of it really quick, seems to work for me. I don't know.
Well, the other thing too that I feel like is, especially on Twitch, there's been a lot of advertising for eSports stuff, new games, and sometimes movies have been. I've seen them on the Twitch mobile app, and some of the games that I see trailers for are just like, I did not need to see that kind of a thing, like it's I mean, what do you expect? It's the world we live in, but still it's just kind of like, I didn't want to see that, or I got to turn this down. And then the other thing is that the contrast level between the ad level versus the streamer, so like we could have our stream set perfectly fine audio quality wise, and then but then the ad's like, and blah 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 blah. It's like, whoa, tone it down, So
exactly.
But I don't know. What do you expect is advertising? So, but go ahead and actually moving on. Are you guys done with everything? I'm just checking before I move on to the next article here.
Yep. I anything else to say there, ShyFox?
No. I mean, ads are annoying. I don't know.
Yes, they are.
Sounds like a good thing.
Annoying.
Yeah, right. So, all right, cool. Well, this was cool. I heard about this. Look, my mom actually told me about this article, and for some reason the page just literally refreshed on me. What the heck? I need to read this. Chrome, behave. But apparently, in the 2024 Olympics, we could have eSports.
Hey, man, you want to play some video games?
So apparently, and again, I heard about this. I didn't get a chance to read through it. Gertrude, you may want to go ahead and read through this, since I actually kind of skimmed it. So would you please take this article?
Okay, so basically, France is the one who is considering esports as a possibility, because it has the young viewers in mind. Professional gaming has become more and more popular in France. Last year alone, the audience research firm found internet users in the country are showing more interest in esports, particularly people in the 15 to 24-year age range. And considering that France has about over 65 million population, there's a lot of potential fans there.
Yeah.
Now, as for fueling a team, France alone has roughly 850,000 professional and amateur players.
Wow.
Last year alone.
Interesting.
So they're thinking about adding it, but it's not going to happen until like 2024.
So, I find this. I'm really interested about where esports is going. This is actually really interesting. But I think some people could have a somewhat of an issue with this, because they're going to look at it and be like, well, what part of esports is really, because the Olympics is usually a lot of physical activity, running, soccer, swimming, etc.
But that's going to be everybody's first comment. It's not a sport.
So
that's what I was
why is it called
first.
esports then?
So I want to actually.
But
I want
then they're gonna be like, it shouldn't be called that. It's not a sport.
I'm actually going to put Fox on the spot here. You said you're doing
Sure.
you're talking about ranked games, things like this, and doing a lot of that stuff. How do you see this? Since you've done a lot of the ranked stuff with League and stuff like that, what do you think of this?
You know what? The first time I heard of it was yesterday. I was driving in my car to soccer.
Irony.
Real sport. No, I'm just kidding. And that's just going to be it. But yeah, it came up on I listen to the news when I drive, and they were talking about how this may become a thing. Esports may be part of the Olympics. They're, saying that it's not really a matter of if, but when. And at first, the way they were describing it, and they were talking about like gold medals for games, and they're asking questions like, will they implement the games that already exist? That'll be games like League, already a competitive one. I don't know what other ones they'd bring in, but the ones that are currently being played competitively. And then, sorry, I'm losing my thought.
It's fine. It's okay.
Come back to me. What were you asking me? Sorry, you were asking me.
What you basically thought of the idea of esports being in the Olympics and stuff, could you really deem it as something being truly competitive next to physical activities and stuff like that?
Right. And I guess I had kind of mixed feelings about it, because at first I feel like there's going to be a lot of judgment, a lot of people judging, like not agreeing with it, like belong. I mean, there's people who have a hard time with things like, well, chess isn't a sport, fishing isn't a sport, and other stuff that's already been. But then that comes down to, what are we calling a sport? And basically we're saying sports is competitive activity when you're competing.
True.
Apparently.
True.
So it's not necessarily athletics. I like the idea in general, from like our point of view, gaming becoming more appreciated worldwide, and it's more as
their fingers and flame each
having a
other
level of
while playing
importance
games.
in society, kind of thing. It'll get more attention to it, but then I have the other side, like another side of me that I don't know, that I've just mixed feelings on about is good. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Where do you guys kind of stand on it?
Well, they already do have competitions with gaming. I mean, there are gamers that's their entire life.
Right.
Is competitions, and they make a lot of money. And
Oh
so,
yeah. I mean, when you're talking about like some of it being like $50,000 grants for scholarships for college.
Just for being a really good gamer. So I mean, there's skill involved there.
Totally, it's a complete skill thing. It's very, very difficult. I got as good as I could get with some of the games, at least with the effort I was willing to put in. I'm at this level. There are people at like a way higher level. I'm never going to be able to get to that. I just don't. My mind doesn't work as well in that way. Like I'm never going to be able to reach that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of. I think it's kind of cool. And honestly, when you think about it, like. And actually, it's a good example. I think it was on Friday. I'm part of a gaming community, and we had our Rocket League tournament, and I lost like won 2 games and lost like 5 games or whatever. But like the entire time, I am like laser focused on like, and I'm communicating with my teammates, and I'm saying, hey, get the ball here, getting boost, doing an aerial, whatever. And I was mentally like thrown into it. And I was completely like focused, and I actually like I could feel like my entire like everything else in my life or in my mind, whatever, just went, and I was just focused on this. And when you think about it, like there are games that are very mentally strenuous, and when because you have to think about, because literally your next move. I mean, a lot of games could almost be described. It's like similar to like chess. A lot of your next move could really decide the outcome of the match.
It's like a real-time strategy game.
Yes.
It's like live chess ongoing.
Right.
Make it happen now.
Exactly. Yes. And I don't see why esports should be deemed any less of a I guess you want to say a physical activity. I mean, your brain is a physical part of your body, obviously. Otherwise, you won't be able to do a whole lot.
Just one way to put it.
You could also throw in the fact that you're using your thumbs and your fingers.
Your thumbs.
Yes.
So,
your hands. I mean, you're sitting like this most of the time. You're just like, clicking every which way. So it's not like, I mean, yes, you're sitting down and no, you're not running against your opponent, but it doesn't make any less of a sport. I mean, you'd have to really, I guess, look up what the word sport means. I'm sure
that's exactly it.
Yeah, which I'm sure Gertron could, just on the fly do, but which he's about to do right now.
Yeah.
And
I think it's hard to picture mixing the worlds. Like the gaming world exists here.
Yes.
And you have the Olympics. To try and imagine mixing them is cool, but almost like such a strange idea. Not in a bad way, but just think of them as totally different things, as much as they're both competitive.
It's very futuristic thinking.
Different. Yeah, which I think can be good. Gotta try it. Why not try it?
I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, in some cases, it's like you can. I think it's sort of like this is becoming the new form of like gladiators in a way. You think about ancient Rome and ancient Greece. They had the Olympics and they had physical activities like running and wrestling and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then we move a couple decades forward, you introduce, running and soccer and golf and a couple other, and you go forward and it's like, we have newer ways of competing. It's humans competing against each other, and how you compete, I don't think should really matter or be a problem. It's just another form of competing. It's a digital age. I mean, ESPN was having, on ESPN Sports was having their having a Rocket League match be displayed right on TV. Gertrude, did you find out what the definition of sport was over there?
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Physical exertion. Now, of course, somebody could say, well, you're not physically exerting anything when you're playing a game, but your mind, your brain is a muscle. And when you're using your brain, you're working a muscle, which in turn is a physical exertion. I mean, have you ever been playing a game for a long time and you had to put a lot of effort into it, and then afterwards you're just like, I just got to take a break. That just tired me out.
It's almost like we want to make sure that sport can accept gaming as a definition. Like, I think at the end of the day, I guess where I'm going to come from is, does it really matter when it comes, like, if we're going to call it a sport, does it fit the definition? Are we really physically exerting ourselves? Who really cares? It's about that competition at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree.
agree.
If we choose that that's going to be something the world wants to watch, so be it. Let it be a part of it.
Yeah, and I say, we shouldn't really be hating on it. I think also too, like, we're in the and actually I'm actually going to bump up one of our stories because since it's actually it's sort of related to this when we're talking about like winning money here. I'm actually going to have to slide that tab over. But since crap, I lost my train of thought too. I know how you feel.
Like, no, I was gonna say something.
Okay, here it is. Right now, marketing wise, we're in like near the highest point of gaming that the world has really ever seen. You look at companies like Corsair, Asus, you look at Alienware, Dell, HP, just to name a few, Corsair, who just recently got some more backing for more products. And companies are going to want to take advantage of that. I was actually watching the Overwatch World Cup not too long ago, and there were sponsors from T-Mobile and other companies. This is just, it's another, if it helps, it keeps somebody employed through advertising, which we were just talking about, ironically enough, then, cool. And if that's your job is gaming and you're making some seriously good money, why should it be hated on? I think it should be accepted.
Right.
So, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and just segue over to our next article. Speaking of gaming, there's now Rocket League scholarships where you could win up to $50,000 in scholarship money. That's a heck of a lot of money. But apparently, let's see I'm actually going to go ahead and read my show notes as I usually do. So basically, they're coming up with the Collegiate Rocket League, CRL. I think I mispronounced that, Gertrude, but whatever. Thank you. We'll see students battle it out in 3v3 tournaments for a share of $50,000 in scholarships. The qualifiers in September will decide the 8 teams from each regional conference, Northern, Eastern, Southern, and Western, that will I'm like stumbling myself, that will make it to the playoffs. From there, the top 2 teams from each conference will advance to national championships in December. One team will be crowned the CRL champions. So that's cool. And the really fun part is I could technically compete for that because I do play Rocket League. I'm just not that good.
Everybody's gonna want to compete for this. Any Rocket League players are gonna be like, yes.
Yes.
Really competitive.
Yeah, and I love Rocket League. I love playing it. It's so fun. I've played it for like hours and hours on end and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just that it's really interesting, sort of going back, sort of connecting our 2 articles together here. It's very interesting that, the Olympics, Rocket League scholarships, League scholarships, Overwatch. I mean, it's crazy. Like a couple of years ago, this would have been some completely unheard of, and now there's a chance for for it to be a thing and stuff.
Yeah, the Olympics has been around for like hundreds of years, right? And even before that, in other
thousands.
Forms, exactly, right? So, in terms of gaming, and even gaming multiplayer competitively, that's within the last like 20, 30 years. Like, this is brand new for like society everywhere.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We're trying to like figure out how we want to implement this on a competitive level around the world. So it's kind of interesting watching it play out and how fast this is advanced. Like when I was growing up, like I was playing on my Game Boy Color, and being able to connect your Game Boy to another person's Game Boy with a little cord, like we're going to trade on or whatever, right? That was a big deal to be able to interact with somebody else's game. And just how far we've come now is, I don't know, a little bit mind-blowing to have grown up. I'm so glad I got to grow up and see it all happen. And it's almost like, well, what's going to happen in the next 20, 30 years? Maybe it'll be in the Olympics. We're talking 2024.
Right.
What's going to happen after that?
Yeah, so it's very interesting to just watch these, it's becoming more and more common. It's, you're hearing eSports, you're hearing it more and more and stuff. And it's super interesting. I'm really kind of excited to see where this is going to go for us the next couple of coming years and everything. So very awesome. Definitely very awesome. We're going to go ahead and move down our article train. And this is kind of cool because we were actually talking about this just last week, or the week before, I think, about security. And apparently, there is a new malware for Android phones. So Android users beware. Let me go ahead and read the...
If they set that Android free, it will be the end of all of us!
Oh my gosh. That was a long soundbite. Oh man. So I'm going to go ahead and read this here. No matter how much you trust an app developer, they can still put bad malware onto your phone. Fox News reporter is saying this week, security firm Kaspersky detailed a relatively new Android malware called Fake Token in a blog post on Thursday morning. Fake Token has actually been around for at least a year, but has evolved into something especially sinister. Once it affects an Android device, Fake Token is capable of recording phone calls, intercepting text messages, and in stealing data from various apps, including banking apps.
Ew.
So, that's pretty crazy, honestly.
Concerning.
Very concerning. I'm personally on Android. I don't know what you guys use for your daily drivers.
Android user.
Shy, what about you?
Yeah, also
Yep. Android. So now so being that we're all sort of Android users here, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, this is ridiculous that this is becoming you know, first it was PCs, and it was Macs, and it's iPhones. It's like everything is becoming literally hackable.
Everything is hackable.
Nothing feels safe.
Yeah,
and I guess we have to expect that nothing really is.
Yeah, anything connected to a network of any kind is hackable. It just depends on who it is and what kind of skill they have.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, so now we were talking about security it was last week's episode, and we're talking about software security, stuff like that. Gertrude, you do work at a repair place. Do you see a lot of phones coming in that are hacked phones, or is it mainly just more electronic repairs?
Actually, funny story about that. We normally don't have phones coming in that have malware installed on them, but actually just this last weekend we had a phone come in, and they were saying every time they're on the phone, out of random blue, an ad will just pop up.
Really?
Even if they're not in an app or anything. So I'm like, okay. So I start searching through their apps, trying to figure out what it is, and I see this one that's called Compass, and I'm thinking, oh, that's fine. That's probably not an issue. I haven't actually seen the ad pop up at this point, so for all I know, they were actually in an app and they just didn't realize it.
Right. Yeah.
And I figured that the Compass deal was just like a map app or something like that.
Right.
And then while I'm messing around with it, all of a sudden an ad pops up, and I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm like, yeah, that's not supposed to happen like that because I'm not in any apps.
Right.
So it found out that the Compass app was actually what was doing that, and the way I found that out was iPhones and Androids, they have that button that allows you to see all your current apps that are running.
It's a task manager option.
Yeah, and I just went to see, okay, so which app is running that, and it said it was the Compass app running. I was like,
interesting.
Okay,
like the Compass that was built into the phone as an app, or are you talking like it would have been another downloaded Compass app?
It would have been a downloaded.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't something that was actually sent out by
with
the phone. So,
yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though. I thought that, and much like Apple's regulation with applications, I thought Google had a similar regulation process.
No.
Really?
Apple's, going through their iTunes Play Store or whatever, they are very strict about what goes in there. Google or Android, they're just like, whatever you want. Want to throw it in there? Throw it in there.
And is it because the Android is more open source versus iPhone being closed? Oh, it's a closed versus open. I mean, I've personally, I don't think I've had any issues with that. The only time I did was because was it like ES Explorer or something like that? It's like lets you view like network drives or whatever. That's occasionally popped up a couple things that I was able to finally switch it off so it doesn't do that anymore. I've never personally had issues with that, but I also don't like surfing web pages on my phone. I hate mobile versions of websites. I would rather.
It's pretty terrible, isn't it?
It is. I agree. Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, Fox, Shy, have you ever had any issues with that kind of stuff, or have you been pretty
like ads popping up on the phone?
Not necessarily ads, maybe more like in malware or suspicious like weird things.
Amazingly enough, never with my phone. And I've had various phones. I used to have an iPhone before, and then I had a phone, and now the Google Pixel. So I've had a bunch of different ones. I don't know if it's because I don't know where people pick these up. If it's on websites and stuff, I don't spend a lot of time cruising on the web on my phone. So I don't know if that's how I'm avoiding it, but yeah, I guess I've heard a lot of bad things. I keep it in mind, but I also haven't done anything overly above and beyond to protect, I would say, from obtaining any malware or anything else. So, but I've been lucky enough not to have anything.
Okay.
Have you?
No. I can't say that I've ever had any. Well, there was one time I was surfing a web page. I wasn't sure if it planted something, although my phone seemed fine. Now, there was a time, and actually pointing out Jan Terra's Gaming there, he was talking about ES Explorer turning into a bit of an adware app. Yes. So ES File Explorer, basically, as I mentioned, allows you to see shared network drives on Windows computers, FTP servers, stuff like that. And there was a time where it was like, hey, you could free up this much space, or hey, you've used this much space. And I'm just like, what? Why? And I think my solution was I just went to the applications manager and then just switched off notifications, and it instantly, I think it stopped finally and everything. Yeah. But I've never really had, and much like, Shy here and everything, I don't surf the internet on my phone, if at all, honestly. And if I do, it's just usually like Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and then I'm usually done.
The basics.
The basics, yeah. Actually, go ahead.
I think what they're more talking about is the actual apps that you download through, like the Google Play Store.
Never had an issue.
Which is why I don't think we're hearing as much about the malware on phones, is because it's not as prevalent. It's out there, but not a lot of people see it as often as like with computers. I mean, computers, it's... Every other it's every computer that comes in has some form of malware on it. I mean, for instance, ShyFox, I know you probably know a decent amount of computers. I bet you if I got onto your computer, I bet you could find something. Exactly.
Yeah, I would believe that. Just because, like, I haven't done like a cleanup of my computer in a while, and you just get stuff from who the heck knows where.
Yeah, right.
Surfing on the internet once again.
Right,
these pop-ups, these ads. Who knows? How it happens, but.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I try to use some of the built-in stuff that Windows does have on my computer, because the problem is with and sort of shifting a little bit toward desktop protection. You can sometimes download. I mean, obviously you go to legit sites, but sometimes there's actually some sites. There's some things you have to get from other sites that aren't deemed necessarily as safe. And you unintentionally download something that just piggybacks off of a zip file.
Yep.
I've never had an issue. Actually, at the end of this year, I'm actually going to reinstall my computer from scratch and just start all over again. Honestly, just to really
That's brave.
Yeah. I used to work at a repair center. I've been raised on computers my entire life. It's a piece of cake, honestly. But yeah, I mean,
I enjoy doing that. It's fun reinstalling my operating system. It keeps me busy.
It's a nerd thing, I guess.
Something to do, a project.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Challenge.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, if anything, just, of course, always just stay safe. But I mean, I do what I can to. I probably have got something sitting on my computer, I'm sure. But I mean, if it doesn't affect the daily operations of my computer, I think I'm relatively okay. So,
now,
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Another thing I just now remembered, something that I've seen on Android phones when you are kind of browsing the web, is every now and then you'll see something pop up, say, oh, it'll have your phone model, say, you need to update your phone model to the newest version and whatnot. Those are clearly not safe. Don't mess with them. And it's the same thing with desktops. If you're ever surfing a page, especially if it says your Flash player is out of date, you need to update it, or Adobe. I'm one of those people that, if you're telling me my Adobe Flash player is out of whack, well, let me actually go to the Adobe main website and see what they have to say about it.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, you're just fine. I mean, yeah, you might find out you do need an update, but not the update they're trying to give you.
Right. Yeah.
I usually never go for that stuff. Like, if things are popping up saying update this, update, I always close it, first of all, and I would go to the source. Like, because I'm a skeptical person to begin with. I can never be too careful.
Right. I agree.
So easy to fall into. So many people.
I had a lady come into the store, and she was kind of panicking because she said, I just got off the phone, like, it was the day before. It was on a Sunday, which we normally don't open on Sundays. We've started opening on Sundays now, between 1 and 6 after church.
Yeah.
But came in and she was all panicking. She was like, I was on the phone yesterday with some guy, and they said they were from Microsoft. My computer was infected, and I paid them like $500 and all this. And now I'm afraid that my computer's been hacked. And
now you just lost $500.
Exactly.
That's what happened.
I used to, like Gertrude, I used to work at a repair center myself, and I would have fun with when they called, when they're like, hello, I'm so-and-so from the Microsoft tech support, we detected the virus in your computer, and I'm just like, yeah, nice try, bud. I know, nice scam, bye, or something. Like, I would just, like, say all kinds of stuff just to trip them up, troll the troll, Exactly. But unfortunately, people, and we're gonna just say right here on the Morning Metro, Morning Metro, I know it's the evening, but just work with me here. Microsoft will never ever call you. That is not their thing. They don't do that.
They will not contact you if you see any ads popping up on your screen saying Microsoft has detected anything. They haven't contacted you. They will not put that up there. Just no. And if you are worried about it, go to your own security systems on your own system and check that.
I remember somebody's response once. I was talking to them, and they said, so this called me and said, oh, your computer's infected. It has a virus, and we fix it. And the response was, I don't have a computer. And he's like, your home computer? And she's like, no, I don't have a computer. Really stumped him.
Wow.
I thought it was funny, even though she doesn't have a computer, but she just knows it's one of those. Super funny.
Definitely. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess just, Android users, PC, Mac, iPhone, guys, stay safe out there, that kind of thing. So
always be skeptical. Nobody should be contacting you. No ads contacting you.
I agree.
Close them.
I couldn't agree more.
Go do
Definitely.
it. Yeah.
So, awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and just keep on. I know Fox was going to stream later, which I forgot to mention. I really should have done this.
No worries.
Fox's Twitch link is actually twitch.tv/ShyFox. Is that all that is? And there's no underscore, right? Is that only on Twitter? It's only
that's just Twitter.
Okay, all right, cool.
ShyFox,
I forgot to mention that. I was like, man, I'm a really terrible host for not mentioning her Twitch link. I'm so sorry about that. But
no, it's okay.
Yeah. But we're gonna keep moving because I know she wanted to stream tonight, so we'll go ahead and just keep moving down the train. So I know probably I know that Gertrude and Shy don't play this game. I play this game a lot, and I'm kind of happy about this. I'm hoping that this means that we'll see this on PC. But Wargaming has released, or is going to be releasing, a single-player campaign for the PS4. And I have to say, this trailer is actually really cool. I don't know where or what channel it comes from, but yeah, they're going to add a single-player campaign. And I think they're going to base it off of like actual events from World Wars I and II and stuff like that. Let me see, did I write a note on it or just say watch the cool video? I may not watch the whole video just for sake of like time stuff or whatever. But yeah, so this is actually, I'm gonna see if I can put something here more than this, and just the fact that there's gonna be a single player campaign. There's a lot of games.
Or the World of Tanks game.
Wait, what?
No, you said world. No, this is for World of Tanks.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Yeah, you hadn't said it yet.
Oh, I didn't?
You're just talking about a single-player campaign mode, and I'm just like...
Thank you, Gertrude, for correcting me.
Gotta say the game.
Sorry. Yeah,
so you need several people.
Wargaming's World of Tanks. What even? Okay, alright. So Wargaming is going to add a single-player campaign for World of Tanks. But, it was interesting when I watched the... I saw this story originally on NCIX's YouTube channel, and I think the one guy, Jack, said something about, like, he's like, hey, Blizzard, single-player campaign for Overwatch? That would be interesting. Like, just talk about that for a second. So, like, there's a lot of multiplayer games. There's a lot of really good multiplayer campaigns, or not
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, Battlefront 2. But I mean, how would it look if Overwatch or other games had like single player storylines? What do you guys think of that? Should that be a thing?
I think it should be a thing in certain games. Some games you really don't need to, and doing it would be kind of lame. But if you are going to do a single player campaign mode, it needs to be actually good.
Yeah.
Start off with.
I think it's actually, as I recall, Battlefront 2. No, Battlefront. We're talking about the 2016 version of Star Wars Battlefront had no single player campaign whatsoever.
Yeah, sadly.
And the new one is supposed to. Now, Fox, like, what do you think of the idea of like more games having single player as well as multiplayer games, especially AAA title stuff like Overwatch, for example?
Well, yeah, because it sounds like you're talking about integrating into games that are already currently multiplayer.
Yeah, something like that.
Like an Overwatch. So I play Overwatch quite a bit. And at first it was all player versus player, and they sort of introduced this game mode. What do they call it? You guys play Overwatch?
I do.
Yeah. What was that? What they called when you were killing mobs? Then that was new.
I'm trying to think of what that was. I wasn't
but it was
in
like raiding. And you,
I wasn't
like,
in Overwatch's. I wasn't in Overwatch's early development. I think I got it after the game was well into being released. Actually.
Okay. But this was back in like March or something. But anyway, there was the. I guess we'll call it, because you guys are talking about single player campaign. This is kind of like campaign multiplayer.
Oh.
This game mode. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is that the is that the one? It was a special event one.
Yeah,
and
it was
like,
a special event.
Oh, that yeah. It was with the Attack of the Omnics or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, now I got you. Yeah.
So that happened, and a lot of people were excited about that. I don't think it necessarily took off a ton.
Yeah.
But it was nice to have the variety, and I think
Yes.
Overwatch is a game that's great for bringing in lots of different game modes or games that, give us a chance to try something different. And it's kind of like, currently, I don't know if you've seen it, but Overwatch has a game mode that is basically a complete imitation of Rocket League.
Yes, I was disappointed by that, actually.
Oh, like you took offense to it, like.
Well, like it wasn't okay. So for people who haven't played this, and I know Gertrude, I'll explain this, just for the sake of argument here. So basically, what you do is you're dumped into a field. You have a giant. Now, I swear that soccer ball is from Rocket League directly. Because it just looks exactly like the Rocket League ball. But basically, you play as Lucio, who has a gun that shoots sound waves, and the idea is either you can punch the ball or you can use a sound wave gun to make the ball move across the field and essentially get a soccer score. And it was part of their Summer Games event.
Right.
That is the only Summer Games thing that they introduced, and it's cool for the first 5 minutes, and then I'm done. Because there's nothing, like, substantial about it. And I'm like, okay, Summer Games, I would have thought meant more than just one game mode. We literally just got, one extra game mode. Like, what?
Summer Games.
Games. Yeah,
at the end, if they would have just made Summer Game.
Yeah.
Summer Games.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I was really disappointed when I played it and it was just this one singular like game mode and stuff. Now, I actually would like to see either a single or multiplayer campaign storyline, because if you listen to some of the voice lines, and one I could think of especially from Diva, where she was like something that reminded her of her home or the Omnics or Omnic attack or whatever, we don't really have a lot of backstories. I mean, there's videos, yes, but not every champion or hero has a video. There's only a couple of them that do. And so there's this gap where you have like these great heroes in the game, but we don't have a storyline. Where do they come from? Who are they? How they get involved? What was the attack of these Omnics? What is this? Like, I know there's like lore pages, but to read versus play, I think it would be a better delivery to actually play the story versus just reading about some random bio online, So, I mean, and that goes for a lot of games.
Isn't that kind of like League of Legends? Like, there's no actual interaction of the characters, the champions in that game,
right,
and their actual stories. Not really.
No.
Sometimes they interact with each other's characters the way they do in Overwatch, and they'll comment to each other in the game, but you read them on the lore pages.
Yeah,
but I was never one for lore, so I could care less personally.
Same.
But I know a lot of people are into it and follow the stories, and that's why for me, talking about single player campaign modes doesn't excite me. I'd probably be interested in it, maybe, but like, I play for the multiplayer competitive experience more so.
Yeah, and I mean, Gertrude, what do you think about this? Being that you and I are waiting for Star Wars Battlefront 2, in contrast to that, what do you think?
I like the single player campaign modes, or even the multiplayer campaign modes, to a degree more, because that's a time where you can almost get a feel for the game. You get to learn a little bit more about the game, a little bit more about the story without the straight into competitiveness. It's almost like a tutorial of sorts. Now, some games they put in the single player campaign that is literally very short, but just there to get you accustomed to the game.
Right.
And then you have some that they have a very, very long single player campaign where it's not only tutorial, but it's also the story behind. I mean, take Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
They've always had long campaigns, but by the time you're done with it,
yeah.
I mean, you may not be 100% ready for the multiplayer, but you've got most of the skills down. You at least know all the basics and maybe even a few tricks on the side.
Right. You know, and that's the thing where, like, you know, I know that some games, they have a, like you say, a tutorial option. But then there's some games where it's like, well, okay, so when I started playing, like, Overwatch, I didn't actually do a tutorial. I just literally was like, just throw me into the battle and I'll learn as I go. Sometimes I'm a learn as you go person. Sometimes I need something explained to me. But I can see where, like, single player campaigns, you know, stories, stuff like that, can be used, if used well, to explain what kind of character you're playing as. You know, now granted, I realize that that's a lot more coding, there's a lot more voice acting. You have to literally bring in all the actors and say, you know, look, we're going to do a story campaign for Diva, for Lucio, for Winston, all these other people, stuff like that. I know it's a lot of acting, but in the long run, it creates more value for the game. Like, you understand, we're already paying $60 for the basic Overwatch, or $6 for the basic Battlefront 2, or whatever. That's a lot of money, okay? If I'm going to spend that much money, there better be some solid material in there for me to get into. You know, I've actually been I've been getting a little bored of Overwatch just because it's like, it's really chaotic, which is why I'm playing PlayerUnknown, which I don't play all that often either. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I like well-written stories. One reason why I like the Tomb Raider series, actually. And Tomb Raider did get a multiplayer, which is, you know, kind of a, you could do like little side story missions, stuff like that. But, you know, it's just, I'd like to see more of that, you know, more single-player stuff. Not everything has to be multiplayer. And some games are just, they're really good. It's just single-player games. And you can stream them, which is why we're Twitch streamers, stuff like that. But, you know, it's just something I like to probably see more of. You know, it's, I don't know. That's all I've got on it right now.
I think it's good because it's just more content.
Yes, definitely. Which creates longer gameplay.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's because it's not a multiplayer thing. They don't have to worry about, is it balanced? The ultimate struggle of all competitive multiplayer games. Is it balanced? And so with a campaign, you just make it, you play it, right. You know, like, you don't really have to... not as difficult from that point of view as an ongoing thing. So once you've made
depending on the skill level you choose it as, because most campaigns have, you know, easy, medium, hard.
Right.
And when you get into multiplayer, the unbalance there, you have some people who I really hate it when veterans who have been playing the game for a long time,
they get so good.
And then they make a new account.
Oh God, we could go on about that, couldn't we?
And all of a sudden, they're just murdering everyone. You're like, but you're only like rank 1. How do you do all this?
I remember a few times being in like competitive ranked games, and I'm a Smurf, or you figure out there's a Smurf on the enemy.
Yeah.
Doing with your friend, and they're like, Kate, there's a Smurf on the enemy team. Watch out for this guy, and you know it too. And then they end up stomping you. Like, Kate, well, nothing I can do about that. So. I mean, I guess, but like, it is the struggle that, how do you fix that?
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing too, you know, a lot of, and I want to, you know, definitely try to keep moving here, but I want to sort of say something here. I can definitely see where people's skill levels, and, you know, I mean, here's the thing, like, I can't play video games all day. I have a life off the internet, you know, and I have a life on the internet that does not involve playing video games all the time, since I'm just learning, researching, whatever. But I hate when I get into a game and everybody plays the game 24/7 and they're super good, and you're just like, what?
Well, that was kind of like me, because I was streaming a lot of League of Legends, and I reached a point where it's like, I'm as good as I'm going to be for the amount of effort I put in. I
Yeah.
would have to spend so much more time, literally call it practice on every level,
Yeah.
and researching, watching all the videos, the how-tos, and it's kind of like you have to know all the game, memorize it, even
Yes.
do some of the calculations, learn how to quickly do calculations. It's like, to me, that's
Yeah.
beyond not fun anymore. I don't want to have to work at it. Like, I work so much at other stuff. I want to relax, not
Yeah.
make this hard. So it's kind of like I accept that I'm only going to be this good.
Right. Definitely, and I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and some games, I mean, there's some people who I know personally who just, they play the game just for it being a game, and that's all they think of it as, you know? Like, you can definitely do that, and that's definitely, you know, fine and stuff like that. But, you know, at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, I don't want to feel like that I'm constantly getting picked off in any game and not feel like I'm having any fun, you know, like, which can happen and has happened, you know, so it's just, there really isn't a whole lot you can do, honestly. I don't think there is, and that's where I think it's kind of cool to, like, have single player campaigns where you just do it by yourself. You don't want to join with a bunch of people.
Relaxation. You don't have to worry.
You know, and sometimes I play games like I'll play Rocket League by like I'll do like doubles or singles by myself, and I don't care if I win or lose. I'm just playing just because I want something. I want something fun to do. Just something
No
easy.
pressure.
Exactly.
Sometimes I love to game like off stream, you know, by myself, literally. Like, someone asks to play with me, I'm like, no, I just want to play by myself.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
It's
I just
me
wanna
time.
Yeah.
Then my place, me time, exactly, and just game.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I totally
I love
understand.
doing
Completely
that.
agree. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I've been playing like Breath of the Wild by myself off stream too, just because I just want something peaceful to do, you know. So very cool, very interesting. I love you guys' opinions. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that that's a cool idea. So we're gonna go ahead and move to our last article, and now I want to talk about this in a positive way because I know that this is like one of those controversial subjects, and I just want to like reassure those people who are watching on YouTube and also on Twitch. We at the Morning Metro do not we're not trying to enforce a particular idea where, you know, we know everybody's got their own opinions and things like that, stuff like that. What we're merely talking about is just, you know, things that are of personal concern stuff. And this one is a little bit concerning, but I am thankful to see that there's, you know, hopefully going to be a balance of this. First of all, our hearts go out to the people at Charlottesville. Definitely, I know that was a recent event, and our hearts and prayers are with you guys, definitely. But Discord, the popular chat app, actually did something good. They went through and actually deleted some, and actually took down some servers that were involved in the attacks in Charlottesville, which is very cool. But there was, of course, a lot of people who were like, you know, well, is this gonna like go into controlling what we say on the internet? And that's a very hot topic right now. And so I was thinking about this. I'm like, what was the best way I could think about this? There's actually a really interesting quote, and here's the thing: like, it is okay to have differing opinions. You don't have to agree or disagree with anybody on anything. And there was a quote that Charlie Daniels gave in an article that was actually he said it in Global News. And let me see if I can find this quote. He said, "If you don't like it, don't look at it. I walk past movie posters I don't like. There's all kinds of symbolism in this country that I don't like, but I'm not going to go tear them down." Now, in reference, he was talking about you know, people who are extremists in this country who believe certain types of views and are willing to want to tear down whatever it is, stuff like that. But here's the thing: you guys are supposed to be acting like, you know, acting like grown-ups, acting like adults. This is supposed to be a country of free opinion. You know, just because you don't like something, don't tear it down. Just be like, okay, cool. We're allowed to agree to disagree. And unfortunately, the internet is full of hot, trending things that people who are, you know, who start flame wars and stuff. But it really is okay to just be like, all right, I don't believe in that, but that's okay, cool. You know, if you
A lot of people can't do that, though.
Yeah, I know.
You do what you do, I'll do what I do, just don't try to push anything on me,
Yes,
and I won't try to push anything on you.
Well, I'd like it to be that way, but I think a lot of people think the internet is a safe place, and a safe place to express your opinion and go hard on that opinion. You can hide behind your little computer screen.
Yeah.
Right.
And not really worry about it. So I think, and then there's a lot of, like, want to disturb comments out there to see what happens and disturb the peace, or not, I guess. But
yeah, and I want everybody to have their own. Here's what I think about this. If you're going to have an opinion on something, make sure you have your facts straight first, which a lot of people don't do. If I try to speak about something and I'm not sure about it, I'll either say, I have heard this, or I think this, but please, I'll be like, but I'm not sure. Let me go do my research and I'll come back to you. And a lot of people, they just want to start, they don't do their research.
And I have a lot of respect for that, I would say, because like when we were first having our first conversation article, you're talking about like Trump, right? And I was saying, well, that's a complicated issue. First of all, I do not have all the facts, not even close. So it's like I feel like I can't even touch most of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's definitely and that's what and to some degree, like I'm not trying to use the morning metro as like a political banner thing or whatever. I just want to talk about articles that I just personally find interesting. Totally. But I'm not gonna go like, this is what I think or else, and kind of just try to put some positivity in this. I mean, to anybody that's really watching this, if you've got an opinion, cool, go ahead and express it. Just get your facts straight, and do it peacefully. And you can talk about all kinds of things you want. And I'm really, and I like that Discord, they were trying to calm a situation down, which was good. I know Shy, you and I use Discord a lot. You can see what you think about this, or you can talk about this rather. But yeah, that's that's kind of like what I would say about it. Like, it doesn't give you right to go have what's the word, riots or running people over, whatever. We can talk about things and be civilized, but what do you think about this, both to Gertrude and to Shy, about what Discord's action was about shutting down some of these groups and stuff? And do you think that was really the best way for them to handle it, or what do you think as a whole?
To a degree, I think it was a good idea, but at the same time, I'm like, you still got freedom of speech.
Well, that's the argument, right? I think the intentions are good.
Users
kind of like, let's take it back to something basic. You're grade 5 and you're in your classroom. You say whatever you want. You can say to the girl next to you, "Hey, you have really ugly hair today." That freedom of speech, or is that just hate?
Right. And
just to put it on a really basic level, a teacher would come over and say, "That's not appropriate. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that." So that's where I kind of get stuck in, is freedom of speech really a good idea on all levels if we're talking hate? I think some things you just got to keep to yourself. And
I agree.
Like, freedom of thought, let's go with that. Freedom of speech, questionable.
I think that
it's hard, though.
I think what it is having the discretion about certain things, which a lot of people do not, unfortunately, have discretion of. I may not like something, but there are certain things where I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily like it, but it doesn't mean I have to say something about it. Or if it's something I don't like, I'll think about how could I put this positively? How could I have, and especially me being a Christian and everything. I mean, I've said this a couple times on my stream before. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna throw this in here. I'm representing God essentially on the internet. And I want to show people that there's a certain moral compass to live by. And so I'm not gonna, just because I don't like someone's view about something political, doesn't mean I'm just gonna go start a problem. I'm just gonna be like, all right, I don't agree with that. Okay, that's cool. Moving right along. It's kind of like the quote from the movie Madagascar: "Smile and wave, boys, smile and wave." Just keep on going. George Sean, any more thoughts on that, or what do you guys think?
As far as actions, depending on what was actually going on in the groups, and depending on what you're actually talking about, if if they look in there and they see them actively talking about, hey, we're going to go to this area, we're going to go blow this up, or we're going to go kill this person, yeah, I could totally see straight up.
Shut that
Freedom
down.
of speech out the door. Shut it
You
down.
don't get to have that anymore.
Right.
But if it's if just opinions and they're not going too berserk about it and they're not acting out on it, well, then it's let it be. I mean, yeah, it's sad, but as long as they keep it fine to that room and they don't act on it,
Yeah.
then fine.
Yeah. So I mean, but I mean, if anything, you know, really the ultimate goal is just to, you know, get along with your neighbor as much as you can, get along with your friends as much as you can, and no, not everything needs a comment, you know, and that's
Totally.
the thing.
I agree.
And unfortunately, I think what I feel frustrated over is that, and Fox brought this up earlier about how that, you know, people are behind, they think just because they're behind a computer screen, that's their shield. You know, and that's what protects them. But at the end of the day, there are people on the other side of that internet cable that are, you know, you're not, just because you're on the internet doesn't mean you're not in real life anymore. You be careful what you do say online and in real life. You know, why should our moderation stop when we get on our computers? You know,
and a lot of
that'll always be the issue. Why do trolls troll?
Exactly.
To be honest, I can be a troll from time to time.
Oh, we all.
And
yes.
You know, it's fun. Because
Right.
I try not
And
to
I
take
think
it too
that's
far.
the why. A little bit. That has to do with it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But
I try not to take it too far, but you know.
That's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, and I joke too. Honestly, like I mean, most of the time I'm usually joking. Most of the time, like I'm a try to be a fun person, whatever. But then, you know, there's times where it's like, you know, okay, I'm done trolling. You know, I had my fun. I got the point across, whatever, and I'm done. You know, so and you know, so that's kind of like, I wish more people could just see it that way. That you really don't have to. You don't have to constantly express an opinion all the time. You know, it's cool. So I don't know. I just thought it was just interesting. I just thought it was just an interesting subject to, you know, sort of talk about and stuff. I mean, whether we solved anything or I hope that what we said is something positive that it makes people think of anything. But yeah, that's just something interesting, I thought. So no, you don't have to say you don't have to say stuff all the time. So
yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of our show. Definitely thank you, ShyFox, for your time. It was really fun having you on the show. I hope to have you back again sometime. You guys can go check out ShyFox at twitch.tv/ShyFox. And what's your Twitter handle as well? Is it, what's your handle?
ShyFox _.
ShyFox _ yeah, so go check her out. She's a really cool person and definitely a great streamer. Since you're about to go do your stream, actually, what were you going to stream tonight, if you want me asking?
I was actually going to switch it up to some League of Legends. I've been doing a lot of art, my project lately. I'll probably show, but I won't be working on it just because I'm going to take a break and do that thing where we relax and game.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
try too hard.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be doing like games with viewers because that's out for me now.
So, all right. Well, very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for being here and stuff. And
thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for watching the evening edition of the Morning Metro. I feel so weird saying Morning Metro in the evening. It's really messing my brain up so much.
It works. It's
yeah. But go ahead and, as I always say, check out all the panels below my channel for Grid21 merch and PC Parts and Portables, which is where Gertron works. They offer online support and all kinds of awesome hardware repairs, stuff like that. And yeah, so we will. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until then, we will catch you again next time.
Bye. Have a beautiful day.